Hey, Ginger Queer Chat, it's Keenan. I know it's been a long time since I've made a video. I've been out of town at camp, doing all sorts of cool stuff. Yeah, but I'm finally back, more or less. I'm not really less busy, no, it's just a different busy. But thank you to Jack for taking over Sundays for me. I actually haven't been able to watch any of your videos. Haven't really been able to watch anybody's videos for the whole summer, really. But I'm sure, Jack, I'm sure you did a great job, and I'm sure everyone else did too. So I'm gonna go over every topic that I missed. It probably won't be that in depth, but hey, at least I can touch on it. Okay, so here we go. Um, the first week I missed was Pride. I've not been to Pride in my city because I've been out of town every year, but I was able to go to Amsterdam Pride last year. I happened to be in Amsterdam that weekend. So yeah, that was really cool. I got to go for a couple hours. We had some other things we were gonna do, like go to museums and stuff. But yeah, that was really cool. And everyone's like, "Oh, like how was that? Was it like really scandalous, or whatever?" No, it was really mellow and calm. Like the entire city goes. So there's like a ton of families and the whole city's there, no matter how they identify. Lots of rainbows, lots of very loud techno music. It's cool. It was fun. Next week, style. Um, my style is basically a mix of, I guess, like skater, rocker, mostly rocker, I guess. And whatever else I find, gentleman, dapper, sometimes maybe. Um, I usually just wear like jeans and a t-shirt, usually a band t-shirt and Converse. Basically, if you look at The Edge, the guitarist for U2, if you look at him in like the Elevation Tour era with like his like music t-shirt, in jeans and Converse, that's basically what I wear. You've seen my other videos, you know what I wear. It's pretty basic. Just kind of your basic stereotypical butch, I guess. Yeah. Gender in prison. First of all, prison does not sound like fun, so don't go to prison. Um, don't break the law. Avoid prison. Um, but no, really. So being trans and being in prison is a big deal. It's like a bigger deal than just regularly going to prison. Because a lot of so trans people in jail are really, their identity isn't really respected, and they're put in with their birth assigned sex. Or so like for instance, if I went to prison, I would go to the female area. Um, so and often trans people aren't they aren't given their hormones. If they're like, say if I was on T and I went to prison and I was put in the female area, oftentimes I wouldn't be given my testosterone, which can be really bad because it's bad to go off of hormones like immediately. You have to, like, have a doctor supervision and kind of go off hormones slowly. At least that's my understanding. I mean, it's probably like any other medication or something that you're taking. Um, don't want to go off it immediately. I don't know. Talk to your doctor about that. And there's a lot of harassment, like more than just usual people, like more than like cisgender people get in prison, more than just your average prisoner. Yeah, because there's a lot of harassment and stuff in prison anyway, and then being trans on top of that, I can only imagine is pretty awful, and there needs to be a lot of activism and stuff going on that, trans people get the hormones that they need. They're respected. Their identities are respected. I know that, like, the thing is though, if I was in prison, I don't want to be in the male section. I mean, that'd be terrifying. Like, the female section would already be terrifying enough. I'd want to be in, like, I don't know, trans section. Um, so, like, I would imagine just the whole prison culture is scary, and everything. But yeah, it's being trans in prisons, like, worse than just being cisgender in prison. So week 4 that I missed, envy. My envy is, I guess, of cisgender people. I I mean, yeah, it'd be nice and convenient to be cisgendered, but I mean, I've met a ton of amazing, awesome people in the activism work that I do and involved with GSAs and everything. I've met a lot of really cool, and just do like YouTube and stuff. I've met a lot of really cool people. Um, I've learned a lot of really cool things that I hope I'd still be interested in if I was cisgender. Um, but um, yeah, I've learned a lot of really cool things. I've done a lot of cool, like really cool stuff. I've gotten a lot of great opportunities. Um, yeah, so I try to look on the bright side of being trans. Also, am I jealous or envious of trans people who are on hormones and or have surgery? I guess. I mean, I guess I'm a bit jealous of people who've already had top surgery, but I know that I will eventually be able to get top surgery. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it when I'm 18. Um, so, I just try to bide my time and everything. It's tough, I guess. It's tough, but I try to focus on the positive again. Um, yeah. Uh, Boxes like gender boxes. Gender boxes are bad. Like male, female, not good. But what do I do when I have to mark one? Well, if it's like a legal setting or whatever, I do what is legally on my birth certificate and or passport and or driver's permit going to be on my license. Which means I have to check female for everything legal. Um, as far as like medical stuff, I have to really check female. As far as like okay, so I've been going to and visiting a lot of colleges and stuff, and they often ask your gender. And I've been putting male for that. And my parents have been too if they're filling them out for me. I mean, in a perfect in sometimes I don't check it at all if it's like not required or if it's on paper I don't check it. Um, it's yeah, I rather not check a box, thanks. Or if you really need to know my gender for whatever reason, like have an other space or have gender in a blank line, like on the Decemberist. If you sign up to get their emails, their like monthly emails or whatever for the band, the Decemberist, they have a section for gender. And first of all, it's optional. Second of all, it's a fill in the blank. So even though it was optional and normally I would have skipped it, it was fill in the blank. So I decided to put trans guy, because I wanted to show if whoever sees it or whatever, I want to show that they have transgender fans and get some visibility out there and stuff. And the Decemberists are a cool liberal band. So I've thought, hey, why not? Why not put my gender? Because there's a space for that, and I'm gonna write it in. Damn it. So week 6, bullying and it gets better / it gets better. It does get better. I know you're probably my age or older than me, so you're like, what does he know? But really, I thought like a couple years ago, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna be able to bind. I'm never ever gonna be like, my parents are not gonna go with this. They're not gonna be cool with it. Whatever. No, they actually are, and I'm really grateful and fortunate. But like if you are my age, if you are 16 and your parents aren't cool with you coming out as whatever, I know it's really, really tough to stay closeted. But sometimes you gotta think of your own safety as far as abuse or, make sure that you have shelter and you get food. If you can live with a friend for 2 years, maybe that's what you gotta do. Do what you have to do, but be smart about it and be safe. Um, talk to your teacher, or something if you have a close teacher. If you go to like a public school, look at your school's non-discrimination policy and look at their policies if you're being harassed at school. Um, Look at your school's policies. Look at your state's laws that protects LGBTQIA students, and other students, and any other, depending on what you're being discriminated or harassed about. Yeah, so look at your school's laws and bring up to them. Look to see I know in California, I know a lot of resources. So if you need help with schools, I work with a lot of that. You can comment comment below. If you need like schools resources in California, other states, I'm sorry, I don't know, but yeah, do some research, look around, be an advocate for yourself. You should really try to self-advocate as much as you can, or have a friend who, if you don't feel comfortable bringing this up, have a friend, find a friend that can help you out. I hope that helps, and yes, it does get better. The story I am going to tell you is a random story. I like to travel a lot with my parents, and so last year we were in Europe, and we were traveling around Italy a little bit, and we took a day trip down to Naples to go visit Pompeii. And so we were at this deli across from the train station, and it was this really small place. In the corner there was these two lotto machines, random lotto machines. This guy kept playing, and they'd make these really annoying like chicken sounds and stuff. Anyway, so we ordered our food, and they were gonna bring it to us, but it was a really small place, and the only table that was left was up against the wall. And so there were two tables meant for couples, or two people, put next to each other. So they were like this, and the wall was right here. Anyway, so there was this Japanese couple sitting right here, and she's on this side, and he's on this side. And they looked like they were pretty young. They looked like newlyweds, probably on their honeymoon or something. Anyway, so they were kind of talking and stuff. Anyway, so the lady who owned the deli, this Italian lady, she comes up, and so the other table, the free table's right here. So she comes up, she just pulls this table out from the Japanese couple, so my parents and I can sit at the free table. So there's just this two people sitting right here, and then this table with the food on it right here. So the couple looked pretty shocked, but they didn't do anything or say anything. And the Italian lady didn't say, "Oh, by the way, I'm going to move this table," or anything. So then another table frees up. So we go to sit at that one instead, and the Italian lady just pushes the table back to where it originally was. And so now their food is in front of the couple again. So the Japanese lady looks pretty upset about this, and it looks like she's had a pretty long day already. And so she kind of is covering up her face with her hands, looks like she's crying, and then they decide to get up and leave. We don't think they've paid yet, and it doesn't look like they've really touched their food. Anyway, so they get up, and the lady goes to get her purse, and I know this is a gender channel, and I'm assuming everyone's gender. Sorry. But this isn't really the point of the story, because I'm not there yet. Anyway, so the lady goes, the Japanese, traditionally female presenting person, took her purse, but it snagged on the chair. And so this just set her off. She just picks up this whole bowl of food, just takes it and slams it against the wall. She also like throws her soda. So there's soda and food everywhere. The plate is shattered. The Italian lady comes rushing over, starts screaming at her in Italian, because both couples, or both, the Italian lady and the Japanese couple, they don't really know English that well. So the Italian lady starts screaming at her Italian. The Japanese lady starts screaming at her in Japanese. So nobody can understand each other. So they're screaming for no reason at all. And so they just start screaming at each other. So the Japanese couple finally leave. And my mom goes to this British couple that's in next to her. She just goes, "Thank God they're not American." And the point of that story, I found it pretty amusing. It was pretty great. It was hilarious, because I've never seen anyone do that before. In all my travels and just, being near people in restaurants and stuff, I've never seen anyone get that upset and just throw their food. It was pretty great, actually. And the point of me telling you that story was because it was random and funny, and I had no other story to tell you. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else.